In this tutorial, I'm going to show you about how, once you have a path created, how you use this path to do effects to it and things that you want to do to it. You need to make it a selection. And so just as a kind of review, or if you haven't looked at any of my selection videos, this will be new to you. But a selection in Photoshop is what they sometimes call the marching ants. And I'll show you guys what that looks like in a second. But when you do a selection in Photoshop, it means that Photoshop is looking at those specific pixels, that specific area of the photo that you've selected, or whatever it is that you're creating where you see the marching ants, and it's saying, okay, I'm looking at that, what do you want me to do with it? So a selection becomes important in Photoshop. You use it to manipulate things in Photoshop. So, or rather pre-existing pixels to get technical about it. So we have several selection tools. We have the marquee tools, we have the magic wand tools, and we have paths. And so right now I have a path selected, and if I click my options, I can scroll down and select make selection. I have these options down here where you see the little dotted circle. It's the same tool that when I click on it, see how it gives me those marching ants? That's a selection, and that means I can paint in there if I want, or I can mask it out if I have a photo behind it and only the photo will appear in this shape because this is what's selected. I can do other things to it, like fill it with colors and stroke it with pen strokes or brush strokes. But it's just so that you guys can kind of understand that when you create these paths, they can help with either you filling them with pixels or masking out pixels. But you got to understand it's got to be selection first. And kind of referring back to what I said at the beginning, that selections are what sometimes help Photoshop understand what it is that you want the software to do. In this particular case, I'm having it look specifically at this path that's in the shape of this stapler, because I'm going to either ask it to fill it or stroke it or mask something out. But this is how you turn paths and make paths into selections in Adobe Photoshop.